One question that I see often in my WhatsApp design community is which laptop is the best for UI UX design? In the last 10 years of my design career, I have used multiple different machines, starting from your 45,000 Windows laptop, which was a Dell laptop, to 1.2 lakh Windows machine, which was a Asus ROG machine. And I have pretty much used all the MacBooks from 2019, starting from the Intel version to the 2023 MacBook Pro M3 chip version. Currently, I have the MacBook Pro M3 chip machine for my office work, but along with that, I use a MacBook Air M1 machine for my personal work. And my recommendation for anybody who is starting out in UI UX design is the MacBook Air M1. This is what I use for my personal work, which is UI design, video production, and browsing. In around 70k, this is pretty much the best machine I can bet on. It is very capable machine, and I use a MacBook Pro M3 maxed out for my office work, which is around 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh machine. And then compared to that, this 70k machine is actually almost indistinguishable when I'm actually in the zone of working. And in fact, if you wait a bit, you will find the laptop at a very heavy discount as the festive season starts. So you'll get your Big Billion Day, you will get your Great Indian Festivals on your Amazons. And then I'll share the link in the description for you guys to then bookmark. And whenever these seasons happen, which is almost towards the end of September or towards the beginning of October, you can get a very heavy discount on this particular laptop. Now, there is one question you might ask, which is why do I recommend a relatively old MacBook Air M1 chip for 70,000 when there are better specs in Windows laptop that is available in the market? Well, first of all, most companies use Mac for design work. I don't know about other teams, let's say PM developer, I don't know about that, but most design teams use Macs. So it's just better to get used to the Mac OS environment. Not saying that you cannot design on Windows, you can. In fact, when I started my career, I used a Windows machine, but that was also because I was into gaming. Now I don't play games, and a MacBook Air is just all the computation that I need for all the work that I do right now. And the next reason, and a big one for designer, is that at this price range, I have seen Mac screens give the best color output compared to cheaper Windows counterparts. There can be exceptions, I'm not denying that, but if you want to go with a Windows machine, make sure that you don't have that washed out screen or that screen that has a bluish tint. I had a laptop in my college which had that bluish tint, and I completely hated that laptop for that reason. Next reason for a MacBook Air is the touchpad. I used to be a mouse person. I used to play Dota 2 and Counter Strike. So I used to be a gamer and a mouse person. But the day I got used to the MacBook touchpad, I never looked back. See, the biggest advantage of using touchpad is first of all panning and zooming around your Figma file, which is just smooth AF, right? Another massive advantage is the distance I move my finger from touchpad to keyboard versus from mouse to keyboard is actually reduced significantly when using a touchpad. Now, it might sound very small, but you need to understand one thing, which is we go into typing mode and browsing mode almost hundreds of times a day. When you multiply that to the amount of time you save, then that is actually significant, right? And also, now that I don't use a mouse, it's one less thing on my table and one less thing to worry about. Okay, and I'll give you another reason why MacBook Air M1 is a safe buy, because 8 GB RAM is actually good enough for UI design. For future proofing, you can go for 16 GB RAM on a Mac machine. But if you are tight on budget and if your budget permits to buy you a 70k machine, then definitely go for the 8 GB version of Mac M1 Air, which is actually more than enough, right? UI design is actually not that computer intensive. And if you're thinking of all this AI use cases and all, trust me, 99% of the time you will be using AI on cloud, and your RAM and your GPU won't matter unless you are a very geeky person who needs more computation power because they're running stable diffusion and stuff like that on their machine itself. That is like 0.01%. So that's why I don't recommend them, because geeky people already know what they want to buy. Now, another important thing is Figma runs on cloud, so it does not take up space on your hard disk. This is why your hard disk size does not matter at all. So if you want to spend money upgrading any part of your Mac, then spend it on your screen, maybe on your RAM, maybe, but never spend it on your hard disk, because UI design, Figma work, all is done on cloud. You see, I got my Mac Air M1, which is just 13-inch in size, 4 months back. And before that, I have been using 16 inches screen only, be it my 13-year-old Windows machine or my latest M3 machine, right? So all have been 16 inches only. But trust me, in Figma, I never noticed the screen size to be a problem. Especially this 13 inch, I've never noticed it to be a problem. In video editing, yes, I wish that the screen size was bigger, but I say the same thing for a 16-inch Mac as well. So any screen size if you give me, I'll not be happy with it. In fact, I have a bigger monitor in front of me just for video editing. So yeah, 13-inch, at least for UI design point of view, it is good enough. You can totally go with it. And when it comes to using Figma, you can control your zoom ins and zoom outs, so you won't face a problem at all. I've used this particular machine I'm recording on right now for UI design, video editing, and have not faced a very big challenge, to be very honest. So the conclusion is, go for the MacBook Air M1. It's a great starting laptop for UI UX aspirants. When you earn money, you can upgrade it. Anyway, Apple products have good resale value as well. And if you have bought a Windows machine, that is also fine. Make the best use of what you have. From 2012 to 2019, I have also used a Windows machine myself. So yes, you can work with it. But if you have an option to buy a new laptop, then definitely go for the MacBook during the September-October sales time. And I will definitely recommend that you get a MacBook Air M1 if your budget is somewhere around 70k or 60k. So that's it for this video. Subscribe to this channel for more such design videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.